Hey everybody, it's me, Laura, and today we are creating a stylized eyeball cane. That's right, this is going to be a lot of fun. And we will start by running my white clay through my pasta machine. And we are doing this cane in preparation for Halloween, which is coming up very soon. So Halloween this year lands on a Thursday, and this year I want to have a fun little project to do on that day, which involves this cane. So this video is kind of a part one of a part two coming on Halloween, my Halloween surprise. Anyways, I've rolled up my white clay here and I've rolled it into a log or a plug, and then I'm just cutting off the very ends here. Anyway, I am then rolling this log against my surface, trying to get any air out of the cane or that plug. And then I'm making the squat little plug, and we'll measure it. It's about 1 1/4 in width and then 1 1/4, yeah, tall. So I like that, but let's go ahead and make it just a little bit shorter and a little more squat. So we'll measure this now. Where am I at? Okay, I'm about, 1 1/2 inches and then by 1 inch. I like to have it about 1 inch tall. That's just a little bit easier for me to deal with. And since there's such a big piece of white here, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to cut out, and the reason why it's only 1 inch tall is so I can take that cutter and cut out this moon-like, well, it looks like a moon-like shape here when you take that extra white out. Now that I have that white shape cut out, let's go ahead and run some black through my pasta machine, and we're going to just roll this up into another log. And what we're shooting for here, we're going to cut it flush, cut it on the sides, kind of get it into this squat little thing. Actually, you don't need to cut on the sides if you're just pushing it down against your surface like I am here. But you're trying to get it so that black will fit right into that little half circle in that moon shape. And before I do that though, notice I cut this into little sections here. The reason why I'm doing that is we need to make the little life marks in our eyeball cane. So let's go ahead and roll out some more white, and just, it's going to be a thin little log is what we're shooting for. And you just pull and roll that out just a little bit more. Just keep going with that. And I took a knitting needle, and it really helps a lot. And you just kind of, with that knitting needle, make an indent right in that black. So this way then you can just lay that little white, log in there. And easy peasy, it will just sit in there. I use my scissor to kind of cut that in there. And you have one little highlight mark in your black. Now I'm going to cut another piece, and I'm going to place that right down there possibly. Yeah, so I kind of get an idea. And I didn't even use my knitting needle there. I just thought, we'll just fold it in. And then I'm cutting off the little extra with my scissors. We'll get the white out of the way. And then just kind of see where we're at. And bring that white in, and sure enough, it just fits right in there. Now, if you want to, you can go ahead and leave your eyeball cane just like this, but we're going to go ahead and take it a little bit further, and we're going to go ahead and take some more black. And I want to say I'm rolling out this black on probably like a number 1, because this is still a squat little eyeball cane. And then we're just going to go ahead and get my black out of the way, and I'm just going to kind of conform this black strip right to what the cane size is, and get it all kind of going, and then just roll that up, and there you go, and you'll have a nice little detailed border around that eyeball cane. Now I do this because I've done eyeball canes where I don't actually put that black around it, and it works, but here's the thing, the eyeball cane, if you put that on flesh tone, sometimes it doesn't show up too much when it comes to that white clay. I mean, it's so close in color to your flesh tone sometimes. So I like to put a nice little border around it. All right, so now right here, I'm going to go ahead and take some white clay, and I'm just going to make a tiny little log. And we're going to go ahead and cut off a little bit of this little log, and I'm going to place that on the one end of my eyeball cane. Now this is my registration mark. The nice thing about it though, it can also act, if you want to, as a little highlight, but I really like to use this as a registration mark because I want to know where my eyeball is when I start to reduce this thing. because if you don't, you're not going to know where the bottom end of the eyeball is or the top end. And you really need to know where the top of your eyeball is and the bottom is, especially when it comes to cutting slices from this cane. So here you can see I'm starting to reduce this cane. I got that little barbell look going, and we're just going to roll it out and keep pulling and rolling it until we get a nice kind of, I want to say a larger piece, but let's take the ends off so we can see what we have. There you go. Nice. I love that. Now this guy, he's kind of big. That eyeball's pretty large. Yeah, it's like 3/4 of an inch. That's pretty large. But I want to keep part of that. So let's go ahead and hold on to a portion and set it aside. And then let's go ahead and reduce down more from that. So again, from the middle, creating that little barbell, and then moving up, and then moving up on the other side, rolling it out and pulling. All right, so right here I'm cutting another section, and you can see the size difference already. That's about close to a 1/2 inch. So I'm reducing down just a little bit each time. So we're going to reduce down some more. So I'm going to keep reducing down until I get some different sizes here, and you'll see how small they are compared to the original size. And this gives me then the variety I might want when I want to go ahead and use this cane. Okay, so here are my tiny little eyeball canes, and then we're just going to move up, and you can see all the sizes that I'm going to be able to use now. So these will come in very handy. So I wanted to show you a few expressions that you can create with this eyeball cane. So I took one of my mid-size type eyeballs and I'm cutting a couple of slices. And these are just like, okay, that's a normal kind of look. That's a normal eyeball. Let's cut a couple more. There we go. And now what you're going to do, and you can see it even at an angle, I can create a little bit more of an angry expression. But we're going to even do that a little bit more angry by flattening the one side. Really dynamic. Look at that. And it turns into, okay, I'm a very angry expression here with these eyeballs. So I'm going to cut a couple more of these eyeballs. Let's put the angry ones off to the side a little bit. There we go. Put another one down. And I'm turning him upside down in this case. And the reason is you've got it looking up, but if you push in right there on that where the dot is, the dark black dot in the eyeball, and then do the same thing on the other side, you get more of a sad expression instead of a mad expression, which is really kind of cute. And then now I'm going to make one more expression, and right on the top of that, where the black eyeball part is, we're just going to flatten it down. Just flatten it down. And I call this one kind of my bored expression, or my annoyed expression. So it's like, okay, I'm here, but I don't really want to be, kind of expression. So here I have the different examples of the eyeballs I created today, where it was just from the large eyeball cane all the way down to the little tiny one, and then of course the expressions. Please use this for study and reference, and if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I would love to know what you're thinking. And as always, I'm sending out my biggest hugs to each and every one of you, and I hope you have a fantastic day.